Yeah, he insures it.
Armada Village regular council meeting will now come to order. We'll all stand for the pledge.
What time we get, Mark? 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll have roll call, please.
Shaw?
Here.
Clark?
Here.
Conan?
Here.
Bullock?
Here.
Baylor?
Here.
Cooper? Here. Bulky? Here.
And also our attorney is here.
Yep.
I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Sport.
Moved and supported to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
No nays. This time, citizen comments.
I am here tonight again. I'm sorry I wasn't here last month. My daughter had a dance recital.
Did she win?
No, it's just, it's a
It's
team
recital.
kind of thing. Just
Very good.
You can show off.
she's new at it, but she likes it, so. She's expensive. She likes horseback riding lessons during the summer and dance during the winter.
Well, that's good. Very
Gotta
good
keep her
interest.
busy, so.
Yep.
Very good interest, thank you.
First thing, does anybody have any questions from this report? Sorry you got it so late, but I thought there was another meeting this month there.
There is. The 28th, there's a meeting.
Oh, okay, well, I hurried and got it.
Oh, all right, well,
So,
all right. Well, you're off the hook then for another 6 weeks. Merry Christmas.
last meeting, if there is no questions, Steve had brought to your guys' attention that when Kennedy Industries came and installed reactor pump number 3 that we had the seal replaced on, that we found another seal fail on pump number 2. It's a different type of seal. It's a lower impeller seal, which means it's not letting water into the oil chamber. And what it's doing is water is getting into the cooling jacket, which if there's pressure on it, the glycol, the cooling stuff stays in the cooling jacket. We replaced it all. They tapped and put the ports in so we can drain that yearly and change the glycol per manufacturer specs. They sent one guy out to do all that work. I spent all day helping him, and that was interesting. But we got it done. And another preventative kind of thing that I took upon myself that I feel should have been done in the first place is these relays. They're called mini casts. And on these pumps, when the stator grounds out, which means there's a seal fail, a light will come on the relay and tell you that you got a seal fail. Same thing if the pump gets too hot, there's a light that will come on. Well, the way they were wired, the pumps would still run. And so what I did is I put a jumper on the base of the relay from one contact to another, so if it senses that failure, it will open the contact and will not let the pump run, so no further damage will be done to the pump. Just as an added protection. Per Kennedy, with that type of seal fail, the pump could run for 2 years and had no problems at all. It's just something that they wanted me to know about. It's not great news. It will need to be fixed and addressed in the future, but as of right now, it's perfectly fine. And if something does happen to it, it will not run and do any further damage.
Did they give you a price to repair this at this point in time?
I can check into it if you'd like me to.
I would, because, you know,
Okay.
it says it shouldn't go. Well, I
Yeah,
want to
don't
err
need
on
to
the
go.
side of caution.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it done,
Yes,
as
sir.
far as I'm concerned. And I'm just a street commissioner, I don't know what sewer commissioner thinks, but
No, that should be.
And right now, Synagro came 2 days and land applied 300,000 gallons. So per se, if something did happen, which I don't see it happening, we have lots of room to put our sludge, so we will not be in the same situation we were earlier in the year with having violations because we had no place to put sludge, et cetera. I've also talked to Mike Sheridan to see if they could come out one more time this year to see if they could get us completely empty. Chances are they can't before December 21st, which means I'd have to fill out some basic paperwork and turn it into the DEQ, which is not a big deal. If the weather stays nice and the fields don't freeze, they should be able to come out one more time this year.
Where's that haul to, Don?
This year it was hauled, not Armada Center, it was, we got a couple fields, I'm trying to think of the gentleman's name.
Off road maybe?
Nope, not Huff Road, it was kind of like Armada Center, it was something center.
Armada
Riley
Center.
Riley Center. Riley
Road?
Center, yes sir.
Good.
And that's where it was put this year. The Biosolids Audit that we have per DEQ, I wrote up a protocol for the sampling, and all of that stuff has been approved by the DEQ. We're all good to go on that end. That's taken care of and approved.
How far will Center Grove haul that stuff?
You know, I'm not, it all depends on, like, I don't live here, but hopefully I will someday, have a lot of arsenic in the groundwater. It all depends on what sampling, what table you fall in. There's certain, like, if you got a lot of arsenic, you can't take it somewhere that has low arsenic
I see.
levels. It all balances out. They figure out how many milligrams per kilogram. And field eventually maxes out.
Right.
You can't apply to it anymore.
And do you know what's the minimum acreage that they'll put that on? Just for my own information.
You know, I'm not 100% sure on that, so I can find out if.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Also, the maintenance cap that we have in this month's report is the same one as last month. There are a few things that have not came through billing yet. And I was told to let you guys know when we are getting close to 20% left, $3,000. We are gonna be close to that, so I will find out more numbers and next month I'll be able to tell you for sure. There's a few little things that we've had done. Today I had a septic hauler come out and pump out the Pista Grit tank that was full of grit. I've got the skid steer at Larry's Auto Service right now getting the oil change, hydraulic fluid check for leaks, pressure, all that kind of stuff. And we have the RPZs, reduced pressure zones, or backflow preventers. And what they do is they're mandatory to have. Ed would back me on this. I had a licensed plumber come out and check all 6 of them, which we don't need 6, but all 6 failed. They had not, last time I looked, he said the last time they were checked was 2013, and they need to be checked every year, being in that type of environment. Because what they do, say there was a fire or water main break, and it took all the water pressure out of the plant for some reason on our drinking water. That would give the chance of a cross connection where contaminated water could get into your guys' drinking water. So what that individual device does is if the water pressure drops below 2 psi, it's got a valve on the bottom that just lets all the incoming water come out the bottom of it to keep the drinking water from getting contaminated.
Who does this test? Is that part of what F&D does?
I'm not a licensed plumber. We had it.
So we bring a plumber in to do it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. EMS came out and did it, and you guys got the upgrade going on in a couple years. We hardly use any water there anymore. We don't need 6 of them. I'm suggesting maybe get 2 new ones one in the grit building, one in the sludge building. And the reason the grit building goes bad is because of the atmosphere in there. It wasn't designed, it wasn't the best place to put a drinking water piping where there's all that hydrogen sulfide and methane and all that stuff. But I got a quote coming on a couple different ways to do quotes on that. But that is a very important issue to get taken care of because that can make people sick.
Do you think it's a minimal, small amount, in other words, like any kind of a dollar amount, just guessing?
A couple thousand. They're probably, I would guess, anywhere from $800 to $1,000, and then the labor to put them in.
Do you have a recommendation for these particular pieces of equipment?
Do I have a record as far as what
To
types
replace
of
and put them in, put the new ones in?
My recommendation right
We
now
want to
would
get them as
be,
safe as they can, as fast as we can.
yes, and I've got the guy's giving me a quote. I just called him because he was supposed to give it to me before the meeting, but
Okay.
he got busy. But I would go with one in each room for now, one new one. There's no point in putting 4 new ones in the grit room where they're just gonna get deteriorated in over a 2-year period. What they had that many for was because we used a lot more water when you guys had the pumps downstairs, and they thicken sludge. They use the rotary drum to thicken the sludge. Only water we use there is toilet, dishwasher, spraying the floors down, that kind of stuff. We don't, only pumps that we use that have the packings that get cooled by the water are downstairs in the sludge building, the rotary lobe thickened sludge pumps, which just pump sludge from the aerobic digester to the sludge storage tank. So I think we can get away with putting one in each building for now, and that would be perfectly fine and safe. And then just plug the other ones off. And if, for example, if one of them did go bad, we could put into service one of the ones that's leaking or not working correctly right now as a fail-safe until we got another one in. I'm just thinking about the money-wise right now. 2 would be a good way to start.
Well, we are winding down with our fiscal year somewhat, so that's a very good idea, and we don't like to spend too much money if we can help it anyhow.
I
so.
understand that.
Well, and it may work its way into the S2, so.
Because you guys are gonna
On
be
top of
from-
that and get ahead of it.
From my understanding, that whole system is gonna be getting moved, the grit building's getting demolished.
Hopefully.
So as far as my understanding is, them will all be gone
Right.
anyway, they'll be put somewhere else. So I wouldn't wanna spend a lot of money on them if we don't need to. So.
Okay, well, as soon as you've got the equipment priced out and defined, get with Steve and we'll make it happen.
Okay. The other capital maintenance thing that I've been working with Steve on, Brian Hughes started it, is the gutters, the 72-foot run across the front. They're original with the building. They're rusted out, they're falling down. I've got pictures of them. We've called a lot of people to get quotes on these, and I've actually gotten 2 quotes. It says in here that I hadn't had any luck yet, but the last couple days I have got 2 return quotes. I was under the understanding that somebody else here might have somebody to come quote it that did a church.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna try and get a hold of the people.
Okay. And if you could just have them get a hold of me.
I don't know that they do that heavy of industrial ones or not, but it's worth a try to ask. They're local.
The one quote I have, I looked for reviews. The guy does not have any reviews. He's been in business for 30 years. He can get referrals if need be. His quote for the 72-foot of gutter and downspouts, 10-year warranty, the 6-inch wicker K-style, the same color, 4 3x4 downspouts, which are smaller than the ones that are there. But the holes that are cut in the gutters right now are only 3x4. And he said if for some reason we needed another one, he would come out and do it for free, and I would have to get that in writing from him. But his quote was $1,500. 6-inch gutter.
What's the name of him?
That is Custom Fit Seamless Guttering out of Smiths Creek, Michigan.
Does real good work.
Those are industrial gutters, those are heavy duty
Right.
gutters.
Just
And it's not an easy job. It's got that freeze board or fascia board, 1x12, and it's going into brick. So, but he guarantees his work. He seems a lot more professional than A1 Roofing and Siding is the guy that gave me the other quote. I started to give up on him. He came out on a Sunday while I was here. He looked at everything and told me he'd get back with me. Well, 2 weeks later, he finally gets back with me. I mean, the man came out on a Sunday. I was thinking, okay, he's actually I'm gonna get a quote back, but I started to give up on him. His price, same kind of stuff, is $2,500. And I couldn't get a hold of him to find out about a warranty or anything. I've been calling for 2 days and have not had a return call.
This other gentleman, is he licensed also?
Yes, he's got insurance, and this was to be the first step of it. I would obviously get the insurance, make
Right,
sure
that's two
everything's-
major things we.
Yes, sir, I understand.
So as soon as you get that, you can get that to Steve too, and you can get your agenda.
Joe, this would come on capital improvement, that's different than,
Yes, yes.
No, this is not, no, this is gonna come out of just maintenance, but not
Okay.
out of the
Residential.
sewer replacement fund.
but if we can check on the other company and then if it doesn't happen, I'd say we go with the 15.
Yeah, because I think honest efforts have been made to get as many quotes as we can, and if he's not coming back in, we're not coming back in.
I agree.
The last 3 people that I called before I got a hold of Custom Seamless, they didn't even want to come out and look at it.
Right.
And I guess people are just so busy now with work that they don't need little jobs,
Right.
I'm not sure. So,
Well, that's good, because we need to start buttoning up some of these little items that are,
yes, those
Issues
little
with the
items
plant
all
right
add
now.
up, and
Well, one other thing too, if you remember, I talked to Jim Magel after the end of that meeting. He works for a company that, Bumbler. And we discussed the alarm system down there.
Yeah.
Chris was good enough to get me drawings and information on what they have.
speaking of
Pass that on to Jim Magel. He was gonna turn it into his company and they were gonna start.
He
the-
turned something in for you today, Jim.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Ventilation.
It's-
this is what Brian got from what, the same company.
Okay. I'll give that to Jim too.
good.
But Jim said that his company has done this. It's
Yeah, they
nothing new to them, so,
Moving forward.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe take some action on that probably in January more so when the,
I also,
Where-
am updating, I'm almost done with a computerized maintenance management system. It's, prints out work orders. I've been updating it, so like Ed tell us every week to grease the blowers, clean the garage, just anything you can think of, whatever is in the O&M manual plus cleaning. Getting that all taken care of. Also, I am working on a capital maintenance plan. I've seen a couple that have been done in 2006 and 2011, and a lot of the same things from 2006 and 2011 are going to be on this one also, because there's still have not been anything done to these items. I'm not 100% sure what's on the S2 grant, what's going to be replaced, so some of the stuff might be just not even necessary to be on there, but I have not seen anything, so I'm just going with what I visually see with my own eyes at the plant. We got the mechanical bar screen running. Just for example, we will not let it run by itself. Somebody's got to be there to visually watch it, because if it was off an eighth of an inch, it could tear the whole thing up, all the fins and everything. And it's old, it's ran its course. Then when we talked to the guys, we actually had to get parts prefabricated by people to replace broken parts. But it is running. we have to dump the screening bucket at least once a week now, whereas when we were using the bar screen, it might go 3 weeks, a month before we would empty it. So we were removing a lot more debris. Now we are working on the pista grit system to get, that is pumping grit and getting rid of grit, but not the amount it should. We are still working on trying to get the pump full prime. But we were busting our butts trying to get all this stuff back in order, and it's a lot of stuff to do, but get it done. That is my goal. But,
Deal.
and the last thing is a couple. I got another guy that works for F&B, but there's a couple of mixers in the sludge storage tanks. The suction pipes are PVC Schedule 80. Because of the ice and whatnot, they have broke. And he's gonna come because it's confined space entry, and me, Brian, and him are gonna get them fixed and get a mixer moved back over, so we got 2 mixers in each tank. To help it mix it a little bit, break down the solids a little more, and we'll be able to put more supernate or dewater more back to the head of the plant, which in turn will reduce the amount of solids that have to be land applied every year because of the breakdown. Last goofy item I have is we had a whole bunch of legal paper, reams of legal paper, 8.5 by 11 inch. Does anybody here have use for
8.5 by
that?
14?
8.5.
8.5 by 14?
That's
The
yeah.
longer one.
Does
Yeah, longer
anybody
one.
have any use for that?
We do occasionally in here, so if you want to bring some of it in here.
Yeah, because I'm trying to make room, because I'm trying to organize everything. And I mean, his paperwork was just piled up for years, and I've been
I
getting
could
it
print our
put
copier,
away.
we'll
Yep.
handle it,
We
so.
can use that.
Okay, I'll bring that down then.
Awesome.
Free is good.
And, you were talking to me about getting they wanted to get a meeting set up with like
Yeah, I
executives.
think after the holidays that we,
Okay.
yeah,
Would
after
that
the
be-
holidays.
Would that be
With
like,
his boss.
would it be like here, or would it be like at the plant where we all could meet and talk, or would it be,
Oh, we could meet here in our meeting room.
Okay,
And if we need be, in fact, I talked with Steve on this before, that we'd like to start something in January and to get a head start, so I'd like to appoint a committee. It's up to Steve, I told him to ask whoever wants to sit with the committee, and then I'll make that appointment at the meeting.
Okay.
So,
all right, I
and
was
then we'll
just,
go from there, but we can start that probably like the first meeting in January or the second.
I want to get the capital maintenance plan put together for you guys before we have that meeting too, so.
Right, well, this is gonna help with our S2 too, because the fact is, we've been working on this S2, all 3 of us up here, and Steve, in other words, 2.
Might just do it.
Yeah.
And the thing is that we have to go forward on this because we don't want to lose
The
that
money.
S2 grant. And that's very important to us, and the engineers don't like saying, have
Yeah.
not followed through enough to give it to the DEQ. DEQ is actually working with us, telling us what they really need to do for us.
Well, maybe somehow we can get some advice from some of our engineers, because that's all we do.
And actually, no doubt that some of the things that you're gonna identify is gonna be some of the things that are in that S2 grant, which would maybe help compile the things that are the most highest priority.
And
So-
in any future meetings, we wouldn't mind having you set in also, because working with it, and Steve has very much, so much knowledge, I should say, into that plan for the years he's been, the sewer commissioner too besides. So we'll be glad to have you, we'll announce it to you,
Okay.
or we'll call you, one
I'll
of us
be
will
more than
call
willing
you.
to do anything I can to help.
Yeah, okay, good, that sounds good.
And I believe besides that, I think that's all I have. Just took up a whole half an hour, but.
Yeah, that's good, so I'm gonna cut you off then.
All right.
I think this is the longest report we've ever had.
Yeah, sure.
It's longer than our meeting was gonna be.
I'm sorry. I missed last week, so it had to be extra long.
Okay, well, that's fine, thank you, Chris.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, administrative reports, building department reports, and commissioner liaison reports.
Have a safe trip back to Lansing.
Yeah. I don't think we had to get the other quote. or-
Nothing tonight, good, that's fine.
Yeah.
Consent, general business, consent agenda, Approval of the regular council meeting minutes of November the 23rd and the payment of bills. What is the council's wishes?
Mr. President, I'll move that the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
I'll second.
By Cooper, any further discussion?
You guys have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, no nays. Old business, the Teats Prospect Street Bridge project update and the Main Street project update. Mr. Ballard, your department.
Yep. Well, we'll start off with Main Street if we can. The manhole's been repaired as good as possible. I've taken a look at them, I will accept that. I know of no other problems that we have. I got a hold of Bob Dufresne today, and he has sent us the billing for the township through HRC so that we can bill them, and that will be billed as soon as possible, right, Joe? Okay. Teat Street. I put at each one's place a letter, that email I received from Casey Collins. We've had some problems down there with Mr. Magel on the way that the guardrail was installed. He can't get access to his driveway, either coming out, which is his, I guess it's corral driveway, I guess is what it is. And we had some quotes from our engineers that were, Marv, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe one of them was 17,000 and the other was
15,000 and 26,000.
Thank you. Well, I got a hold of Casey, and he's come up with the cost of the guardrail for that, for a 12.5-foot panel, is about $200. So what I did, and if our DPW puts it in, and relocates that, put it in, I'm saying that we probably get out of this thing for $1,000. We can make it go away. I believe, and now, that is contingent on the delivery of this rail. He's gonna put it in with another project, I guess, and they'll ship it out, he'll have it delivered here, and that'll be it. When that will be, I have no idea, but I wanted to bring that to council. I don't know if I have to have a motion to do this, but I would be in favor of doing this for Mr. Magel and putting this problem of
Not
ours
whole
to rest.
business.
Huh?
Well,
Not whole business.
No,
Have you discussed this with
You
them?
can make a motion in old business.
no, I'm the commissioner, it will do as he's told, but it's not.
The thing is that I think, I'm aware of this, and I think Steve was over there too. I'm aware of this situation, and I think we need more contact on this with Ed as such. And I'd like to really speak to the engineer and Casey together if they're out this way again.
Okay.
I don't want to see any movement on this right now. The weather's not going to permit if we did do it. So I think at this time, this is to be tabled, and we will probably work at it, later
Okay.
as such. But there's no promises to be made on this, because actually this is private property that's concerned inside the fence. And outside the fence is our right-of-way.
Right.
So the thing is, there has been no tracks coming out of that fence that we've seen, at least that I've seen. So it hasn't been in use. The northern part of his fence and property has been used. Now, since this has been installed, he's using the fact that, the height of it, you can't see over onto Prospect Street of the stop sign. Well, how fast are you coming out of there, And the thing is, it hasn't been used, and if it is going to be used. I think it's been designed with the engineers and with MDOT to the specifications. And right now, at this moment, I think we need more work on this amongst our council people, period, before we go any farther.
Then I will agree, President Warlock, we will hold this until we can talk with our engineer and Casey. Okay?
Right, because like I said, I can't see spending any more money on this project. Right now, we don't have the money, to my estimation. And same with our waters, we're very close on that too. So I can't see spending $200 or $1,000, and definitely not the 15,000 or 26.
No, those are insane.
No, those are insane.
They were totally insane. So, but, wishful thinking, contractor's gonna get that, that's fine. but not from us. So I would like to just debate this later.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Good, thank you. Now we're gonna move to new business, which is the annual presidential commission appointments. Page here a second. GP3, is it tonight?
GP3A, yeah.
3, that's what I thought. I'm getting pretty good in my old age. Okay, the first one we'd like to appoint is our park commissioner, which, you know, Sam has been just taking over here recently too, with the person that did resign. So the thing is, that, so far she's been doing an excellent job, and I'd like to keep her in that position. So my recommendation would be to
Concerts are awesome.
put Sam Belkey in the Parks Commission again, and I would, you know, go with the motion for each of the.
I'll move to appoint Sam Balke as Park Commissioner for the Village of Armada.
I'll second that.
Moved and supported, discussion.
Was that you, Mike?
Yeah.
Yes.
The new voice.
If none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. The next one is Sherry Cooper, which is our police commissioner presently. Then also I'd like to keep her in that position. You know, she's been on the council, she's been police commissioner before. So with that, I'd like to make that recommendation now also.
I'll move to appoint Sherry.
Cooper?
Pardon?
Cooper.
Yeah, Sherry Cooper as Police Commissioner for the Village of Armada.
Support.
Moved and supported, any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And the next one is Steve Clark, our sewer commissioner. He's been well-known in that department for quite a few years and well-versed. Without any further ado, I would like to recommend that motion.
Mr. President, I'll move to appoint Steve Clark to the sewer commissioner for the Village of Armada.
I'll second.
Moved and supported, any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And next one is the water commissioner, and Mike has been new, and he's taken a hold of the reins, and he's coming along, and seems to be doing quite well so far. I recommend him also for the motion.
I make a motion to appoint Mike Shall as water commissioner for the Village of Armada.
Support.
Moved and supported, any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And the next one is the very important one underneath me. And he likes that one.
And don't you forget it.
Know your place,
Mr. President,
That's a good comment, you know, so, Dave, without further ado, I would like to suggest that motion.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to appoint David Conan as President Pro Tem of the Village of Armada.
Support. By Clark. Moved and supported. Any further discussion?
Both of them done.
If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Welcome, Dave. Welcome, commissioners. I enjoy working with you, gentlemen and ladies, you know, so I think we'll have a continued good relation. For one more year for sure. So, the next one is the Municipal League membership renewal. Our renewal is $1,120, pardon me. And they're recommending also the legal defense fund charge, which is also optional. But due to, you know, a crisis of a lawsuit, I would recommend the extra $112. I think it's well worth it. So upon that recommendation, I suggest the motion, please.
I make a motion to approve the 2016 membership renewal with the Michigan Municipal League for the period of February 1st, 2016 through January 31st, 2017, in the amount of $1,232.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion?
Oh, I'm sorry, who supported that?
I did.
And this is a roll call.
Cooper?
Yes.
Baylor?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Belkey?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Cronin?
Yes.
Wolock?
Yes. Motion carried. Special event permit Lions Club Goodfellow date change.
I will try to explain this. Carl, who I've been dealing with on the Lions Club, came in kind of embarrassed. I wasn't there that day, but he did come in to Joe and
Very sheepish.
what happened was they thought they were gonna get their papers for last week. They didn't, they knew ahead of time. He asked me if they could move it back to the original date that they set. So here it is. So that's what we're doing
I thought
tonight.
this looked familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just couldn't
Well,
make
it's
the
the-
arrangements with the public.
It's, you know what, yeah, I mean, it happens and they're all banking on other people to have their stuff on time, so, and that's what they're.
Well, it's a good move for the, community
It is.
and the organization in the community, so I would recommend.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to approve the request from the Armada Lions Club to change the dates on their special event permit from December 11th to the 13th, 2015 to December 17th through the 20th, 2015 for a four-corner fundraiser.
I'll support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Up and coming agenda items, is there any that the council wishes?
We're gonna need to set up a negotiation committee because we have 3 contracts that will need to be negotiated with employees next year, so I'll bring that back next
Well, you
meeting.
just did contract.
We have,
Contracts.
not.
Not for all of them.
Yeah, not for all of them, they're not on the same year, so we have 2 police and our clerical. So,
So there's 3.
there's 3
If
of them.
anybody would like to be on the committee, advise,
If it's in the evening, I can do it. but
You
I
can-
work
I
during
mean-
the
well, you
day.
set your own
You
time.
set-
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a
Okay.
couple, we have time
Okay.
to do it. If you can't, just let Marv know your wishes, and if he, then he can bring back a recommendation for the next meeting.
Yeah, so just let me know, phone call or in person, whatever, I'm available.
You said you wanted to set up a sewer plant, or the F&B contract committee also?
Well, Steve,
Or you don't wanna do
I
that
want
yet?
Steve to talk to, or have you already done that, Steve?
No, not yet.
Well,
Well, what I think we want to do is have a powwow with the higher ups of F&B,
Okay, well, that's nothing for the
That's-
agenda then. Okay.
but that's going to wait after the holidays. So that-
yeah,
We
like,
have to set the meeting calendar.
Yeah,
too.
that'll be next meeting.
so we'll take that up in January sometime.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just let us know, what
Okay.
you want to do.
Budget workshop dates, do we come up with those yet?
Those I usually set in January,
Okay.
because they start usually in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing else in the up and coming?
I'm sure there's lots. but-
Mr. President, I do want to retain the Teach Street Bridge and I believe Main Street on there until we sign off on that, don't we?
Well, I think we should.
I think we should too.
I think we should. It's not gonna hurt, and if we don't have nothing,
We just say we have nothing to report.
nothing new at this time. Next is citizen comments. Anyone in the audience like to address the council? Any comments?
Okay, okay.
Any council comments at this time? Geez, I'm ready to get through this, getting through this.
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Absolutely. Merry
Yes.
Christmas.
So the community events, Santa Claus is coming to town?
He did. Didn't he already? Didn't he
And
come? Oh, he's
for the
coming
Lions
this
Club, the
weekend?
19th.
Oh, this weekend.
Yeah,
Yep. And they will also be doing Goodfellow papers on the corner.
yeah, so that's the new stuff.
That's right.
We don't have a closed session tonight. We probably will have one
We
in
will have one
January.
January, the first meeting in January.
First meeting in January, so all
We know that.
want to be here and all want to be present.
Dave.
It is fitting and proper at this time to have an adjournment motion.
Time is 7:38, I make the motion to adjourn.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I don't think I want
Okay.
to.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.